Hi, welcome to another session of Learning with ISRAR at ISRAR'S channel. Today our topic of discussion is Introduction to Supply Chain Analytics, in which we will discuss about supply chain management, supply chain supply chain analytics, importance of supply chain analytics, how does analytics work in supply chain management, feature of supply chain analytics, types of supply chain analytics, new technology in supply chain analytics, and uses of supply chain analytics and tools of supply chain analytics, and finally future trends in supply chain analytics. So now let's start with defining what supply chain management is. Supply chain management is the coordination of a business entire production flow from sourcing raw material to delivering a finished item. And the global supply chain is a complex network of suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, retailer, wholesaler, and final customers. In supply chain management, basically we are managing a supply chain. So let's see what a supply chain is. It is the network of all the individuals, organizations, resources, activities, and technology involved in creation and sale of the product. A supply chain encompasses everything from the delivery of source material from supplier to the manufacturer through to its eventual delivery to the end user. Most industries require supply chains to create what they produce and sell. So, for example, the manufacturer of cell phone requires the purchase of many components, each of which often has its own supply chains that make their way to a factory by supply chain, often from other companies across many modes of transportation. This transport of material must be carefully optimized to accommodate complex assembly schedules to promptly accommodate consumers' demand, as at which point the cell phones themselves enter to the supply chains of retailer and other distributors. So disruptions in the supply chain can upset the production schedules and can result in a failure to meet the product demand. So managing a supply chain is very important to avoid these disruptions and to reach to your customers more efficiently and effectively. After defining the supply chain management and supply chains, let's now define what analytics is. Simply, it is a systematic computational analysis of data, which is a field of computer sciences that uses math, statistics, and machine learning to find meaningful pattern in the data. Analytics or data analytics involve the sifting through massive data sets to discover, interrupt, and share new insights and knowledge. The word sifting through is to make a close examination of all the parts of something in order to find something or to separate what is useful from what is not useful. So analytic is basically analyzing of the data to find out their pattern and what data is useful or what information is useful and which information is not useful. After defining the supply chain management, supply chains and analytics, so now let's go to our main topic, which is supply chain analytics. So it is the process the organizations use to gain insight and extract value from the large amount of data, which is usually called big data, associated with the procurement, processing, logistics, warehousing, inventory management, and distribution of the goods to the end customers. Supply chain analytics is an essential part of supply chain management, and it is very important to supply chain management because it improves demand forecasting and planning. It enhances supply chain visibility, optimize inventory management, increase operational efficiency and responsiveness. It also reduces the cost, manage the risks, and improve suppliers' performance, and help in making the strategic decision making. Also improve or enhance the customer service, and finally it helps us in to be sustainable and follow the all the compliances in the supply chains. The next part of our discussion is that how does supply chain analytics work in a supply chain. So supply chain analytics brings together data from different applications, infrastructure, third-party sources, and newest technologies like IoT to improve decision making across the strategic, tactical, and operational process that make up supply chain management. It also helps synchronize supply chain planning and execution by improving real-time visibility into these processes and their impact on customers and the bottom line. This improved real-time visibility also increase flexibility in the supply chain network, which helps decision makers to better evaluate trade-offs between cost and the customer service. The process of supply chain analytics typically starts by the data scientist who understand a particular aspects of business such as the factors that relate to cash flow, inventory management, waste management, or service level to the customers. These experts look for potential correlations between different data elements to build a analytic model that optimize the output of the supply chain. Then they test out variation until they have a strong model which reaches a certain threshold of success or deployed into supply chain by data engineers with an eye toward scalability and performance. Data scientists, data engineers, and business users work together to refine the way these data analytics are presented and operationalized in the practice. These supply chain analytics models are improved over the time by correlating the performance of data analysis model in supply chain with the value it delivers. Now let's find out the features of the supply chain analytics software. So generally these includes following features. The first one is the data visualization. Supply chain analysts can slice and dice data from different angles to improve insight and understanding. Then stream processing. This feature derives insight from multiple data streams generated by, for example, IoT applications, weather reports, or third-party data. Then social media interaction. Analysts can improve demand planning by using sentiment data from the social fields. The next feature is the natural language processing. Analysts can extract and organize unstructured data buried in documents like news sources and data feeds. Then the next one is the location intelligence. Analysts derive insight from location data to understand and optimize distribution. Then it is digital twin of the supply chain. Analysts organize data into a comprehensive model of supply chain that share across different types of user to improve predictive and prescriptive analytics. The next one is the graph database. Analysts organize information into linked elements that make it easier to find connections, identify patterns, and improve traceability of products, suppliers, and facilities. Next, we were going to discuss the types of supply chain analytics. A common lens used to describe the main types of supply chain analytics is based on the Gartner's model of the four capabilities of the analytics. The first one is descriptive, then diagnostic, then predictive, and then prescriptive. So these are the four models or types according to the Gartner's models, which we are going to discuss one by one in the next part of our discussion. So now let's start with the first one, which is descriptive supply chain analytics. It uses dashboards and reports to help interpret what has happened in the past. It often involves using a variety of statistical methods to search through summarized and organized information about operation in the supply chain. This can be useful in answering questions like how have inventory levels changed over the last months, or what is the return on the invested capital. The next type is diagnostic supply chain analytics. It is used to identify the origin of the business issues and find appropriate solutions to prevent them from happening in the future. Are used to determine why something happened or isn't working as well as it should. For example, why are shipments being delayed or lost, or why is our company not achieving the same number of inventory turns as a competitors. The next type is predictive supply chain analytics. It helps to foresee what is likely to happen in the future based on the current data. For example, how will new trade regulations or a pandemic lockdown affect the availability and the cost of raw material or goods. The fourth type is the prescriptive supply chain analytics. It helps to prescribe or automate the best course of action using optimization or embedded decision logic. This can help improve decisions about when to launch a product, whether to build a factory, or the best shipment strategy for each retail location. These were the four types of supply chain analytics based on the Gartner's model, but we can also have more types of supply chain analytics based on the functions. So in the next part we will going to discuss types of supply chain analytics based on the function. Types of supply chain analytics could be broken down based on the following functions. Number one is the workflow, then decision support analytics, collaboration analytics, unstructured text mining, and then structured data management. Now let's discuss types of supply chain analytics one by one on the basis of functions. The first one is the workflow analytics, where we use two types of analytics. One is the process analytics and the other one is automation analytics. The process analytics focuses on optimizing workflows and processes within the supply chain by analyzing the process flows to identify bottlenecks, inefficiencies, and opportunity to improvement. The other one is the automation analytics, which analyzes the potential for automating repetitive tasks within the workflow to enhance efficiency and reduce errors. The next function is decision making, and we use two types of analytics in decision making to support our decision making. So one is the predictive analytics and other is prescriptive analytics, which we already talked before. So in predictive analytics uses historical data and statistical algorithms to forecast future trends such as demand forecasting or inventory levels, and it helps us to make the decision better. The other one is a prescriptive analytics, provides recommendations for decision makers by analyzing data and predicting outcomes, enabling them to choose the best course of action in various scenarios. The next major function in supply chain management is collaboration with stakeholders. Here we use two analytics. One is the collaborative planning analytics, and the second one is the communication analytics. In collaborative planning analytics, we focus on enhancing collaboration between different stakeholders in the supply chain, such as suppliers, manufacturers, and retailers. This involves shared forecastings, planning, and inventory management. The other one is the communication analytics, in which we analyze the communication pattern and data sharing among supply chain partners to improve coordination and information flow. Another function in supply chain management related to information is to transforming unstructured text into a structured format. Here we use two types of analytics. One is the text analytics and the other one is the natural language processing, NLP. So in text analytics involves analyzing unstructured data such as emails, customers review, and social media posts to extract insights relevant to the supply chain, such as customer sentiment, product issues, or suppliers performance. And in natural language processing, it is a subfield of text analytics that helps in understanding and interpreting human language, useful for automating the analysis of large volume of unstructured text data. Another function related to data management is structured data management. Here we use again two types of analytics. One is the data warehousing, and in which we extract, transfer, and load the data, and the other one is the master data management. So in data warehousing, we manage the storage, retrieval, and transformation of the structured data from various sources to ensure it is clean, consistent, and ready for analysis. And in master data management, we ensure that consistency, accuracy, and accountability of shared data across the supply chain, such as suppliers' information, product data, and customers' records. Our next topic in this presentation is the uses of supply chain analytics. So where we are using these analytics in a supply chain. So we are using it in sales and operation planning, S&OP, boost margin and cut costs, improve risks management, increase planning accuracy, improve order management, and then streamline procurement, and increase the working capital capacity. Sales and operation planning uses supply chain analytics to match a manufacturer's supply with the demand by generating plans that align daily operation with corporate strategy. We also use supply chain analytics to boost margins and cut costs by leveraging visibility of real-time data to spot inefficiencies, discrepancies, and looking for saving opportunities. Another major benefit of or use of supply chain analytics is to improve the risk management, and it is done by identifying known risks and predicting future risk based on the patterns and the trend throughout the supply chain. Supply chain analytics also helps us to increase the planning accuracy by analyzing customers' data to identify factors that increase or decrease the planning, and then according to that demand we plan our supply chain. Order management is another very important component of a supply chain. So by supply chain analytics, we also improve order management by consolidating data sources to assess inventory level, predict demand, and identify fulfillment issues. Supply chain analytics is also used in streamlining the procurement by organizing and analyzing spending. It is called spend analysis across departments to improve contract negotiation and identify opportunities for discount or alternative sources. Supply chain analytics are also used in optimizing the working capital by improving the models for determining the inventory levels required to ensure services goal with the minimal capital investment. Now let's talk about the supply chain analytics tools. Supply chain analytics software is a technological tool that analyzes and optimizes a supply chain's various components and stages. It incorporates data analysis, machine learning, and advanced algorithm to provide insights into inventory management, production processes, logistics, and demand forecasting. By leveraging this software, businesses can enhance efficiency, reduce cost, and improve supply chain decision making. Capabilities of these tools may include real-time tracking, predictive analytics, scenario planning, enabling companies to anticipate disruptions and streamlining the operations. Supply chain analytics software is important in driving strategic and operational improvements within supply chain management. These are some of the tools for supply chain analytics. That is SAP Integrated Business Planning, IBP, SAP Ariba, SAS Analytics, Oracle Supply Chain Management Cloud, Quilic Sense, Tableau, Brits Supply Chain Analytics, Deloitte Supply Chain Solutions, JDA Supply Chain Solutions, IBM InfoSphere Warehouse Pack for Supply Chain Insight, MATLAB and Simulink, Lemonsoft Supply Chain Guru, Kinexis Rapid Response, Manhattan Associate, and Microsoft Power BI. So these are some of the tools you can use. There are a lot of other tools you can use for supply chain analytics. Last part of our today's lecture is future trends in supply chain analytics. These are the future trends in supply chain analytics. That is blockchain for data integrity, graph analytics, hyperautomation, AI algorithms and machine learning integration, IoT, cybersecurity and risk management, cloud-based platforms, supply chain control tower, process mining, digital twins, augmented virtual reality in analytics, and real-time analytics. Let's now talk about these trends briefly. The first one is blockchain for data integrity. It is to improve visibility and traceability of the transactions in a supply chain. Graph analytics will help us to analyze the links of various identities. Hyper automation, like its name says, it will accelerate supply chain automation. IoT, Internet of the Things, is to provide vast amounts of data from connected devices, sensors and machines in a supply chain. Due to digitalization and automation, there's always a risk of cyber securities. So we will use cyber security and risk management as well in analytics to identify vulnerabilities, monitor for threats in real time, and develop strategy to mitigate these risks. Another tool we will use in supply chain analytics is cloud-based platforms. It is to facilitate collaboration among stakeholders, sharing real-time data, and optimizing end-to-end supply chain processes. Supply chain control towers, these are used to proactively manage the supply chains. Process mining is to discover, validate, and improve the workflows in a supply chain. Digital twins to run multiple simulations on the same system to get information of complete life cycle in a supply chain. We are also going to use augmented virtual reality in analytics as well to help businesses users to ask questions about the business in plain language with responses delivered in summaries. Real-time analytics, it to apply the logic and mathematics to data to provide insights for making better decision quickly in real time in a supply chain. These are the brief descriptions of the trends in the future in a supply chain analytics. So we will talk in detail about these all trends in our next presentations. At the end, I would say that I hope this presentation has familiarized you to concept of supply chain analytics or business analytics, how we use in a supply chain management. I try to touch base all the topics in supply chain analytics, but these are just the brief introduction to supply chain analytics, to the different concept we are going to use in a supply chain analytics. In next presentation, I will try to explain all these concepts in details. Till then, take care and goodbye.